Today I'm really jazzed because Olive has sent me this in exchange for a review, and this is an extra virgin olive oil. It's the Olive Plus 30X, and you might be like wondering, well, why is it so special? Hydroxytyrosol. Now that might not mean something to you, or maybe it does, but I knew immediately when I tasted this too, and plus, so I actually read the bottle after the fact. I'll tell you what it is, but I know from the taste that it's legit because I've dabbled in a whole bunch of different olive oils because you hear a lot of positive effects. Now, I don't really need to get too deep into the facts about like, why is olive oil good? That's not really the place to talk about this. It's why is it that it's so good? And that's because of the hydroxytyrosol. So think of it this way. The reason you get a lot of benefit from the plants and stuff that you eat is because they have polyphenols and antioxidants that they're not just meant there for us, but they benefit us when we consume them. So this has an extremely high amount of this component that I'm talking about, hydroxytyrosol. It just rolls off the tongue, right? And it has it because of the conditions they're in. So the olives that they use in this product are grown under very harsh conditions. In Morocco, there's deserts, it's like a desert climate. And these trees, if they weren't to adapt in any kind of way, they would just wither up and die. But because it's like a hormetic effect, the reason why people take ice plunges and stuff like that is because they're trying to take advantage of the hormetic effect. And I think that's a good analogy for what these plants are doing because they're forced into a situation where they need to produce more so that they can protect themselves. And luckily, when we eat them from there, we get the benefit as well because hydroxytyrosol is extremely high as an antioxidant. Resveratrol, people say that that's a huge one. Here, they even show you a little graph on there. They're showing you, according to the ORAC scale, oops, I'm off camera. According to the ORAC scale, look at that. They have resveratrol in the second, and then they have this at like a double. Now, I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to be able to say that kind of thing, but I just happen to have been more versed in knowing some of these things because I was trying to find high quality olive oil. So I reached out to them and that's where this all started. So how did I know it was going to be good right off the bat? Because it's got that burn. You're probably used to your olive oil being kind of, and it's not that strong. When you have these harsh conditions in the Moroccan deserts, you're going to get that little spiciness to them. So, not going to lie, the first time when I had, not this, just in general, having real olive oil, it's a bit of a shift because a lot of the stuff that you have inside of regular restaurants, they don't taste like they're supposed to. Let me put it to you that way. They're just bland in a way. This has a very specific spice to it that once you've had it once, you're like, okay, I get it. I get the right deal. Now, with that being said, I want to warn people, if you have something like this is not for cooking. I know people love to cook different oils for their food and, to each their own, but this is way better to be consumed directly. Now, I'll take this stuff, just knock it back just like that. I'll put on some salad or whatever, but honestly, I just like I showed you a second ago, because, well, I won't get into all that. Anyways, you don't want to cook this stuff because you're going to denature it, you're going to destroy it, and then you're making this 30 times into zero nothings. You're going to pretty much destroy it. Not a good idea. I think maybe down the road, maybe I'll do some comparison videos or something like that talking about this because this isn't the only brand specifically that has that burn, but this does have a good flavor, and it does, I can tell because of the flavor, that it's got a higher content of hydroxytyrosol. It's a very specific flavor, so I'm not going to go rant on forever about this anymore. I would say try it out, if you've never had actual olive oil that has a little bit of a spice to it. Just try it out. You will not be, what do you call it? You won't regret it.